Hey everyone, it's Miss G again. I am going to go over the free ebook resources. If you have not watched the video where I go over the digital learning independent reading project, you need to watch that one first and then come back to this video. So I'm going to go over these three resources to select your book and be able to read that whole book online. So let's go ahead and begin. So the first book here is from the Internet Archive. When you go to use this resource, you will need to make an account, and I'm going to move my webcam a little bit. Okay, so as you can see right here, I'm logged in. There'll be a button up here for you to sign up. All it takes is an email. So you just need to sign up with an email. It's free, of course. When you do get signed in, your screen's not going to look like this. You're going to see, you're going to need to come up here and start selecting these options up here. So you can see these are a bunch of different resources on this site. We're going to be looking at the books, of course. For the sake of time, I'm just going to go over the options that I selected, but feel free to explore. I decided to click on American Libraries to start going through these. And then on the left side of the screen here, there is a bunch of options. So I started narrowing it down. You want to have something that is available to borrow right now, so make sure that you definitely click on that. And then the next thing you want to look at is the topic and subjects. So I click on the More button here so that way I can see the full list. And just give it a second to populate. So once it is up here, you can select as many as you want at once. I'm only going to select one just to make our search a little bit faster. So I'm going to go ahead and go with straight up science fiction because that's what I'm interested in looking at. But you can definitely go through all of these. There's tons of different filters that you can apply to find something that you would be interested in reading. So I just clicked on apply filters and now the books have populated. So you can start scrolling through here to look at the different titles that have popped up. If anything catches your eye, you can definitely check it out. So let's look at these. I'm pretty sure this was a movie. So let's go ahead and check out this one. Okay, so they made the movie from the novel, I guess. That's pretty interesting. Anyway, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember. So say that this is the book that I want to read. I would probably check it out first. So this is the preview. You can flip through the preview here. And down, if you scroll down, you can get a little bit more information about it. There's no reviews on it yet. But say this is the book that you want to use. You can go to borrow this book. And you will first need to be signed up for an account. But once you sign up for it, then you'll be able to borrow it. So to go through the book, you will click on this side of the page, as you can see I'm doing. This will help you go through the book. We got part 1. So that's how you go through the book. There's a few other features that I want to show you before we move on. And that's this bottom scroll bar right here, and then these different options. So the bottom scroll bar will actually take you through the pages. So you can see we're on page 8 out of 356. So when you're trying to pace yourself, be mindful of that page count and how much time it takes for you to read something. But say that you leave off somewhere, you can turn to the pages. Okay. You can turn pages here. You can do a 1-page view, the 2-page view, and then you can toggle the full screen so it's a little bit easier to see. Okay, So that's how this resource works. I think that, yeah, so if you go to your account, then you can see, well, how did I get there? There we go. Then you can see the books that you have checked out. Okay. So that is that resource. So we'll go back to this page and look at Overdrive. So this is Overdrive, and what's cool is I get to talk about the apps right now. So say that you're just reading on your phone now. There's a couple different apps that you can check out. Meet Libby and Sora. Sora is actually a resource that we're about to go over in a second here. Sora and Overdrive use the same library system. So if you're using one, you're also using the other, but I'll show you both. So I'm typing in Dallas, Georgia to find my library in order to get signed in. These are the libraries around me, so yours might pop up automatically if you're close enough. But you click on the Paulding County School District, and then you can visit the library website. And it'll want you to sign in, and so that's just my school sign in. This is what I use to get in on a computer. So there's that. I think if you use Sora, it'll automatically log you in. So here are the different books. You can see there's some books already popped up on here. Some audiobooks. Again, in order for you to do your project, you have to be able to read. So if you feel like you need the help, you can pair an audiobook with the written version, but you need to be reading. In order to go through the different books they have here, there's a search tool, but also you can click on subject, flip through here to find something that looks good to you. So say that we want to read a thriller, then we'll come down into here and let's check it out. So I have borrowed too many books apparently, so I need to return some of them. But if you were to borrow a book, you would click on the big borrow button. Let's go over to my checkouts, I guess my account here. So you can see the books that I have checked out. So once you hit borrow, you'll see your checkouts here, and then you have a few different options for reading it. You can read in your browser. So the same way you turn the page, just like so. I'll move my camera again. There's also this sidebar right here that you can flip through the chapters, which is really cool. You have bookmarks, so if you have information that you want to save for your project. And then there's also offline access, where you can download the book if you need to. So that's some pretty interesting stuff to do with this Overdrive. Okay, so let's talk about our last resource, Sora. This should automatically log in for you. One way to get to this is through the Media Center website. They have a link that goes directly there. You can use my link. Hopefully that'll automatically log you in. If you're having issues with that, please let me know. So Sora, it shares the library with the OneDrive, so you'll be able to see that whatever I have checked out for the OneDrive will show up in my Sora. So here's your information. You can scroll down here to explore the subjects, and here's all the subjects. I think that in order for you to find something that's going to be really interesting that you'll be wanting to read, do an internet search, but also flip through these. There are samples that you can look at. So the first one I clicked on is young adult literature. Alright, so this title looks really interesting to me, so I'm going to click on it. And you can see that it has some really good detailed information about you know, what maybe is going to happen, a summary of the text. Yeah. So I can click this borrow button here since I've reached my loan limit. Let me, oh, that takes me back to where I was reading. Let me go, what's this? Okay, can I, options, return. Okay, so I just returned that book so that way I can check out the other book I was looking at. So say I borrow this one. This is what it's going to look like for you. It'll pop up here, and then you just flip through the pages and start reading. One quick thing before I go, I wanted to tell y'all that it is perfectly okay to start a book and then not finish it. You do need to finish a book for your project, but say you get to chapter 2 and you're not really feeling it. That's perfectly fine for you to stop reading that book and then pick up a different one and try to find something that is interesting for you. I'm not sure if you want to procrastinate and wait too long. I would definitely try to get into a book before deciding that it's, you know, if you're halfway through, you're like, I'm not going to finish this one. You might have to stick it out once you get halfway through, but say that you get to chapter 1 and you don't like the characters, you don't like the writing style, whatever it is, feel free to pick a new title. Just send me a message, let me know that, hey, I picked this new one, I wasn't feeling the last one. Let me know, and let me know why, so that way we can start a conversation on how we pick out books and stuff like that. So if you need help selecting a book, if you see all these options and you're just completely overwhelmed, feel free to reach out to me to help you pick out a book. I would love to help. I'd love to have a conversation with another human. I miss y'all terribly. So let me know if there's anything that I can help you with. I'm here to help. Send me a Canvas message, email, whatever it is, and I will definitely respond. Real quick before I go, let me just pull up these due dates one more time. So today's or Monday's assignment is to pick out your text and submit the title and author. So please be aware of that due date, and then you're moving forward with the project from there. So if you forgot what I talked about in this recording about the actual project, then I definitely suggest that you go back and listen to it again. I think that's it. Please feel free to reach out on the discussion board if you have any questions. I'm sure other people would have questions with you. And that's it. So bye!